under the overmatch. Let me just make sure I have this correct, because I think they're going to coach us here. I think we're bringing in Gideon Weiss from Raphael Advanced Defense Systems, and he will be going over shoulder-fired precision weapons. And he has a very exciting presentation that you're sure to love.
Are we on? Yes. Well, thank you. Good morning. My name is Gideon Weiss. I'm out of Bethesda, Maryland, and we represent Raphael Advanced Defense Systems out of Israel. I'm going to present this short presentation about precision shoulder launch munitions and how we get there with affordability. So where we come from is from customers' requirements, and this is one example of what precision strike weapons look like in one of our customers. And you can see them vary from dismounted to vehicles, helicopters, etc. But when it comes to infantry warfare, this is what you need to look into. We are very cognizant of those needs, and I think what is the common denominator is that they want to get smaller, they want to get the fires at their hands. So the intent is to reduce and minimize the need for call for fire. You don't need to wait for a helicopter, you don't need to wait for anybody else to come in and help you. If you have the firepower within your hands, it's the way to go. The way to do this is to put it in the organic workforce on the field, so you don't have to wait for somebody else, and a platoon, and a squad level. That has to be simple, it has to be affordable, and it has to be simple to operate. These are the main requirements of where we're coming from. The challenge is, of course, how to make these known and existing shoulder launch munitions that are very cost effective today, how to make those go farther away and have the precision of a guided missile. These are the biggest challenges when you are talking about, okay, I still need to make it in the proliferation rate that we have it, and all these forces around, you need to have it affordable and low cost. How do we achieve this? We achieve this by reusing some of the main components, the aerodynamics, the warheads, the safe on arms. You want to be able to use those because you need the qualification. You don't want to invent the wheel every time again. You want to make sure you have those qualified and you have the assets that you need to come in. But what are the big factors that make those precision strike weapons more expensive, and how do you reduce that? You need to be very innovative in the type of rocket motor. You need to have a rocket motor that will push it away to the range that you want to get. So that rocket motor needs to be very innovative and very low cost. You need to have a very low cost gimbal and sensor. So what we're doing is a stiff neck. We call that a stiff neck without a gimbals. So there is a camera that doesn't move. It has a wide field of view, but still has the right amount of quality to get the image processing, to get the target acquisition, and to get the precision at the end game. It needs to be uncooled, and then you have the electronics. You have those electronics at home. And those of you who would put those visors in and had played with your sons or relatives or your own with those Xbox or PlayStations, you know that they are very, very reliable, and you don't need a lot of training to get to operate them very well. So you apply those, and you get a very affordable weapon. The triangle that is creating this is not only putting these to the existing assets and reusing them, and the miniaturized and innovative solutions, the novel solutions and technologies that you can put in, but also make sure that the manufacturing processes are very lean, very low in labor, and that they can be very, very cost effective. This is the triangle that creates this low cost and affordability for the weapon. What we have created is now called Spike SR, short range. It's now in production. It's now operational. I'm going to show you a few videos of how we got there. The first thing is what we already have today is blast fragmentation and penetration capability for breaching purposes of the regular shoulder-launched weapons. Okay, and I'll show you a little video about that. This is a slow-mo. You can see the weapon coming from the right side. Maybe I should push that. Yep, it's coming from the right side. And from the front end of this, you can see the big blast. But then the next video down will show you how that looks like from the backside. And from the backside, you see that same weapon come in, and you see that fragmentation and the blast coming in and be able to breach that wall. The same type of warhead that's been put to Spike SR, but has a precursor warhead. I want to screen one video that I'll be able to talk through, but I want to draw your attention while it screens to two scenarios. One is a breaching wall where you can see the precursor warhead penetrate that wall, making way for the main warhead to physically penetrate the wall and then explode behind the wall. And the other one that I want to draw your attention is the one on the bottom where the intersection where it engages a tank, and you're going to see the precursor warhead not only penetrate the tank but penetrate through the tank and clearing to the other side. So when it plays, I'll draw your attention to it. Capability that enables defilade engagement as well. See the guy doesn't need a lot, very quick to operate. It takes about 6 seconds for the missile to come up before you can shoot it. This is the wall penetration, so the first thing you're going to see, that's the precursor. On the left side you see the warhead penetrate, and then the main warhead explodes behind the wall. Moving targets. Operators can actually select the aim point on their target before they launch. And this is a moving target, pretty fast moving target at very short range. That's one big challenge for maneuverability. You can see a little bit of the warhead, and this is the rocket motor. So one pulse for ejection and then a very clean burn after that. Again, you can see the penetration capability here. So coming back to the evolvement of this weapon, we talked about the Spike LR, which is a javelin type, kind of expensive relatively for the infantry, more expensive warhead, missile system engagement, and a very low cost AS-90 or Mauler or your regular shoulder launched munitions today. Put them up together, you have the Spike SR, and the next generation, when we continue to evolve, is what seems to be the course of action right now, even with the US Army, that they're getting their requirements for what is the next generation individual assault munition, not just the shoulder launch, that they call the individual assault